Welcome to episode 11, finishing the console. We're going to finish it up in this episode and get it ready to put in the truck. And I think this next week we'll start doing our regular videos, then the talkovers. This is a talkover picture video of what was done, rather than hours of cutting, putting wires together, plugs, whatever. So let's get this thing finished up, and I'll talk to y'all when we get done with it, when we're going from there. Enjoy. Alright guys, let's finish this thing. Looking at the back right here, we had to unplug the chargers and get this out of the way and drill a hole in the bottom of it here to get all the wires and everything ran to the back that goes to the back. So after everything is out of the way, get this out of the way, off the console. Got to remove the bucket to get it out of there. And there she is. She's laying there ready to go to work. The cigarette lighter is installed. That's the regular GM cigarette lighter. Goes right back in the spot it come out of. Always save your stuff you take off the consoles. So here I'm looking in there to build a bracket to, or just a hold down, hold all the wires still, so I won't be moving around. So let's move on to the next one here, and we'll look at this. And get it going. There's the AC ductwork where it comes out the back, which we won't be using, and we're getting our pattern ready for it. That's 1/16 ABS board, real thin. Yeah, I think I buy 3 sheets at a time on Amazon. It's not too bad. So if you don't have a pattern for something, you can stack your, like some poster board around it, real close where it's going to snap in at. This did not come with a pattern. There is some measurements, but it's outside measurements. Just stack it around it, real close. So when you lay it on your board, when you cut your hole, it'll snap in. Real simple deal. It's not really rocket science, I guess. But there it is. And then we'll lay it on our board and cut around it. You can use what you want to cut around it. I've got things to cut it, and I don't want anybody to get hurt, but you come up with your ideas of cutting it. I think I showed it before. And then mark the top of your board, because when you make your pattern for the back, the bottom could be different from the top. So just put a piece of tape or something up there to mark it, and then lay your pattern you made for whatever you're putting in. Draw it out. Let's cut on it where it'll snap in good. So there it is. Snaps in nice. I moved it all the way to the right because the driver, that way he can lean over and see it easier, to be able to set it. I mean, there's going to be room in the back where he can see it fairly easy with it that far. But then I'm thinking some people may not want to use it, and I put a switch in. We'll show that here in just a minute. That's the one I used right there. You can set it Celsius, Fahrenheit, or whatever. And it's not very expensive. I think that there was $12, $13. Not much at all. Then your fan, I think I'll show the prices here in a minute, 12, 13, whatever. And these aren't made for big loads. It's a small fan. It's like a 1.25 inches, maybe. 1.25 inch body. Probably the fan itself, maybe a little over an inch. Ain't much at all. But see, it shows the measurements on the outside, not really inside. And it shows you wired up a couple different ways. I wired it up to where when it just got to a certain temperature to kick on by itself independently. This is kind of what it looks like when it's set up. But it was a pretty good setup. Then, of course, you see my hole I drilled there in the AC ductwork to mount the fan on top of it. Now, I don't have really a rear part of the cab besides the back window, so I'm not worried about losing a lot of air, but I want the air to get sucked out of that vent if I need it, where the amp and the radio, if the temperatures start rising on it. And I got of course, the vents in the back, you can block them off. It's got dials on it where you can cut the air off going to the back if you want more air. And that's the GM plug. Now, see how the wire colors change? Be sure to make that note on your wiring diagram when you draw it out. Make sure the changes are made. It was a short distance, so I just went with yellow and white. I had it right here. Throw it on there. I got our power source. So just take your time and do it as right as you want, you know. Here we are with our wires coming back out of the back. I do these talkovers because I don't know if somebody really wants to sit through and watch all the cutting and the shrink wrapping and all the little work. But there I got the switch in, so if the fan comes on, you don't want to hear it or whatever, gets in your way, you don't want it on, just turn it off. You ain't got to have it on. It's up to you. And you ain't even got to put a switch in there if you don't want. Now here, don't ever throw your old stuff away you take out the consoles. You're going to be needing it. And you could tell why already, what I'm going to do with this. So just disassemble it, cut it out to fit your whatever you're using to install. There it is there. Everything's cut out of it, but a little bit around the edges, and I'll show that picture in a minute. And I use like a 5-minute epoxy or whatever from a auto parts store. It's a clear. Clamp her down, let her set. You're not going to break that off after you epoxy it down. If you do, you did something else wrong. Probably used a hammer to get it out. It's $12, $11.82. So it wasn't too bad, you know. Of course, the fans, I think the fans are about the same cost too. Yeah. You know, they're not very big, not a big draw, so just to get air in that box. In case things go to heat up a little bit. You choose whatever one you want. There it is there. There's that piece that we epoxied on where it'll snap in the hole. And then I did run some loom on the thermostat wire there, the white plug. I put the small loom on it, all the way up to where I put the thermostat in there at the amp. And of course, after I snapped that in there, I took it back out, cleaned it up a little bit, where it looked a little better. Of course, you won't be able to see it unless the console's out. If you're going to show the truck, I don't think there's a judge going to get in there and say you got a little bit of crooked cut. And there's before. We start on the console. And here's our done, finished up project here. I need to clean it up a little bit more, it looks like. I'll pull it back out. There's the front of it, ready to go to the truck. It turned out all right, I think. You know, I think it did. Here's a fast video of the whole process. Let's put it on. The console's done, and it's all ready to be put in the truck, I think. On the finished product picture, I didn't show the little dash piece, but this will be magnetized with tabs that will hold it still as well, in case you want to put something up here like a phone or something. I left a small little lip here, and I'll show that when we get in the truck, so nothing will slide off of it that you put on it or whatever. One thing I did do, I went ahead and purchased a camera. Therefore, that's the only thing that's going to be in the truck, where before you remove the console, you have to take your dash piece off. This will be noted, the camera wire, where you can unplug it. The rest of it will be up under the dash. Of course, I got one, I showed another video already, but a lot of this is being ran through its own fuse box. Kind of hard to open up, but this will be mounted beside the fuse box in the truck, and a lot of it will go to this console. So I thought, well, I thought it'd be a good little deal to have, you know. That way it's got its own thing, you know. So anyway, let's go in the truck. Episode 12 will be probably removing the carpet. I don't know yet. I may run all my wires first, then remove the carpet, and go from there. We're getting this thing done up. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. And there's more videos and pictures on the model page, the small scale shop, the link below, and the Instagram. I show more there than I do here. Something I do, you know. If you want to keep up on what's going on, go to those two places, the small scale shop and Instagram, and you'll see what's happening play by play if you want to see it. Well, let's get her going. Next week, let's see what we can get done. Thank y'all for watching.